Hi, Green River students. Welcome to Intro to Sociology. I'm Kate Lawson. I will be your instructor this summer session. So, welcome. Really happy to have you. Interesting times, but also a wonderful time to be taking a sociology class. We can really offer some insight into what's been going on. So I just want to go over a few of the expectations for the course. That's what this video is essentially for, just to emphasize certain things. But really, the syllabus is the blueprint for the course. You can find that in Module 0. I would definitely recommend printing that up. And obviously, you'll also have a syllabus resource quiz. That will also get you orientated with taking quizzes on Canvas and in my class in general, right? All quizzes are going to be 10 questions, multiple choice, and you have about 30 up to 30 minutes to complete them. So before I get too much into the detail, I just wanted to give you a little background about myself. So I am one of the full-time faculty members at Green River College, and I just received tenure, which is a really exciting thing for someone in my position. Kind of means Green River will be my forever home. So I'm really appreciative to have this opportunity to really serve you and share with you what I love and what I'm passionate about. So just a little background. I think I'm going on almost 4 years at Green River. I started as an adjunct and then I got this full-time position and I just finished getting tenured last quarter. So, you know, usually we're on campus, so it's a little bit different. I normally don't teach in person in summer anyway because I'm not gonna lie, I like my summers. I don't want to have to get up and get dressed and go to work. Which I'm sure is one reason many of you are here as well. But I just want to say too, with everything else that's going on, I'm really glad that you're taking this summer course. Life can be kind of shitty sometimes, and sometimes you just got to adapt and do what you can. And I know online isn't for everybody sometimes, but also at least you have the opportunity to keep working on your education through all of this going on. And for a lot of people, it really helps kind of create focus and purpose for their days and things too. Believe it or not, back in the day, I didn't teach summer classes, and I never understood why I would get a little depressed in the summer. I'm like, this is so great, you don't have to work. I realized I really need the structure, and so that's also why I teach during the summer. So I've been at Green River about 4 years. Prior to that, I worked at Bellevue College for 2 years, and then previous to that, I lived in Southern California, where I'm from. I was born in Long Beach. And I worked at various community colleges down there for about 6 years. So I've been in the classroom over 10 years now. I'm still learning and I'm still trying new things. And I think that's the thing, is that if you think you're done, you're probably really just have a big ego, right? Because you always need to keep working, always need to keep improving. So this is an intro class, but my background is in crime and deviance, and so I also teach the criminology courses and deviance courses on campus. But I think you'll get a little bit of insight into that stuff too, because we cover that stuff in an intro class as well. But generally in intro classes, we're introducing you to the basics of sociology, and hopefully if you love them, you can go on and take these more very specific classes. I'm gonna get bit up out here. I can already sense my last video, there's a mosquito on my face the whole time. So let me know. Just kidding. So my background, like I said, is crime and deviance. I went to Cal Poly Pomona for my BA and in criminology, and then I got my master's in just general social, but my emphasis was on crime and deviance as well. And I did my research, my master's level research, looking at prison rape, which is, pretty heavy topic for a lot of people. So what I did was I traveled up and down California, and I interviewed parolees, so people who have been released from prison on their sexual assault in prison. So again, you kind of get a sense of things that we do in the social sciences. And for someone like myself, it was a really exciting opportunity. I really, really loved it. And I also was spit out into the job market in 2008. If you don't know, 2008 was kind of like a really crappy time as well. And maybe not as bad as this one. But the job market was just awful. And so that's when I graduated. And so I kind of thought, oh, I'll go into parole if I need to. But I was also interning at the community college. So, point of that story is just, you know, you never know. Just keep your options open, because I actually I never thought of myself as an academic. And in high school, I really screwed off quite a bit. I didn't do awful, but I could have done a lot better. Like, I excelled much more in college. I think it just worked for me a little bit. Like, I had more autonomy. And so I'm hoping some of you feel that way too, where, especially running START students, you're like, okay, this is actually okay. So, yeah, and then I also did some work, interning at the parole office. So I do have some kind of one-on-one experience working with previously incarcerated people. I've also worked on a project here at Green River, trying to create pathways for the previously incarcerated. So, good jobs are one of the best crime preventing tools. And so part of that is, and there's really good research, get these people educated, they will get jobs that are very lucrative, and they can sustain, and there's no reason to go back to crime when that happens. So that's kind of the philosophy behind it. Of course, humans are very complex, and you'll learn that throughout this course. It's not always the case, right? It's not always that easy. So, in terms of expectations for this course, it is a accelerated course. We are 8 weeks, so you really need to be dedicated. You need to be checking Canvas pretty often, I would say daily, to ensure I wouldn't wait until Sunday night to start working on your modules. Now, that is totally up to you if you want to, but I would guess that your Sundays are going to be pretty miserable sitting in front of the computer for whatever, 6 to 7 hours. So just take that into consideration. I would recommend just doing a little bit a day, kind of having an outline. I will send you on Mondays, I will send you an outline of what you need to be doing for the week. I want to give the disclaimer about a few things. So I have audio lectures, quizzes, and then the assignments. And so in terms of, you definitely need the book for the class, but in terms of like the chapters, I just want to note that I am using a new edition of the book, and so I didn't want to have to change all of my audio lectures. It's just really tedious to take those up, take them down, edit them. It's not on a cloud or anything like that. So I just want to let you know that the chapters in the book might be slightly different. The new edition might be slightly different than like the numbers on my PowerPoint. So you will totally be fine if you just go by the chapter name and not the chapter number. So I'm going to say, we're going to be covering crime and deviance, and you might go, that says chapter 9. Just make sure you're doing the crime and deviance from that Schaefer book. And again, it's just a newer edition, so they have all the same stuff. It's just some of the examples and stuff are different, and then they move around the chapter numbers. So not something to worry about, but you definitely need that. Now, I have uploaded chapter 1 for you, the actual whole chapter of the book, so that you guys have access to that and you can start working right away. But you need to order those books right away. Okay, so take that into consideration. But yeah, the course is really set up with this chapter, audio lecture, the quiz, and then you'll have generally an assignment for that week. There'll also be a couple weeks where you have to watch films. Hopefully you really like them. So yeah, let's see what else. I already said the syllabus is a blueprint for the course, so make sure you read through that really carefully. One thing I would just want to say, and I don't want to sound too punitive, but anyone that is caught submitting papers from either previous students or papers that have been bought online, or, I'm just letting you know, I know all about that stuff. I Google my name every once in a while, and I find all kinds of assignments that students have posted on these websites and things like that. So I am very aware. And I just want to say, I'm not trying to sound awful, but I get 4 or 5 students doing this every quarter. So, right now there is a zero tolerance policy, meaning, look, I am not going to fail you from the class for not citing something correctly. Okay. But if I have proof that you submitted a paper that was completely written by someone else, or you just changed a few little things around, You will fail this course. There will be no ifs, ands, or buts. It is blatant cheating. And in the online world, it's so hard, right? I can't be there to proctor a test for you. And I don't actually want to be super invasive, because I know some of the, some instructors will have you where they watch you on this video. I don't want to do that. I just think it's really creepy. But on the same end, if I have students that are just purchasing things or finding stuff from their classmates or whatever, then, then I have students who can cheat their way through the whole class. So if you are caught, you will fail. I will just send you what I found, and it will be like that. Only because, too, I spend so much time dealing with plagiarism. It's like stuff like that it takes up a lot of my time to find this stuff and everything else. So I'm saying, please, please, please don't do it. The other thing is, quizzes are intended to be taken by yourself. This is not something to be sharing answers with classmates. And again, I really try to be very understanding. I allow you 30 minutes, but if I sense that people are cheating, and I can tell, we can tell, your instructors can tell, I will change things up. I absolutely will, because I can't have, a large number of students just cheating their way or sharing answers or whatever. So if I sense that that's happening, I also will call you out on it, right? I have ways of knowing. So please, 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 do this the right way, okay? And because I promise you, this is not anything that I find fun either. I do not find it fun to call a student out and say, I'm not letting you pass this class because of X, Y, and Z. It's actually very stressful for me as well. So please, please, please do this yourself. Okay, enough about that, okay? No portions of this class will be synchronous, meaning I will never require you to sign in any particular time. It's not going to be like the class is meeting at 1 o'clock. You need to sign in. Everything is asynchronous, meaning you'll just watch the audio lectures. But also with that, if you want to meet for a Zoom office hours, that is something that I'm very, very open to, and it's pretty easy. I'm not having a set office hour because last quarter students didn't come, or very rarely did students come. So it's just by appointment, but I don't want you to be hesitant to ask. Just, hey, I need to talk to you about this assignment. And the other thing about an online class is you really have to have agency, right? If you're reading through an assignment, especially the first couple weeks, it's hard because those first two assignments, students haven't had a lot of experience. And so it's hard for me to create these assignments, where in class we would usually have some dialogue about it. So if you don't understand, we will set up a Zoom or a phone conversation. You don't have to Zoom. Sometimes I don't like to Zoom either. And we'll figure it out. But it's up to you to let me know, just as if we're in class, hey, this isn't making sense to me. Okay. You are given, students really like this, you are given one free pass, so you can turn in one assignment up to 1 week late with no penalty whatsoever. After that, there is a penalty for late papers. So there's one freebie, one kind of shit happens thing, and then that's all. So if I was you right now, I would get a sense of the class. The entire class is set up. So I would go and kind of peruse your assignments, look through the modules. I have a lot of other things up there. I put a mental health resource guide through the pandemic, just other kind of basic resources, and how to help you. I will say sometimes with the audio lectures, generally chapter 1 is an issue, but other chapters, sometimes students have a hard time loading them or listening to them. Sometimes it's because you have different programs and stuff than I have. I will say, if you're having a hard time, students who can't get into the regular ones, for some reason, the captioned audio lectures, because there's 2 sets, and the captions just have captions, right? So for maybe hearing impaired or whoever might need that, the caption ones for some reason will work. So again, if you're having that, and I'll if you send me an email saying these aren't working, I'll just say try the caption ones, and it's generally your computer, but it's, this stuff is kind of complex sometimes too. But last quarter, everyone was able to access the audio, whether it was in the caption ones or the other ones. So I just wanted to give you that disclaimer as well. And again, I'm really, really excited to have you in this class. I love sociology. I've been studying this for years. This is the stuff I read and like watch just for fun. I'm really passionate about it. It really it excites me still after all of these years, and I think it's also offered me kind of some privilege in understanding some of these situations that are going on as we go through the course too. What I decided last quarter was like all this stuff was happening and I'm like, I have to speak to this. So I did like a George Floyd lecture, kind of extra lecture, or a pandemic lecture, to kind of help people make sense of what's going on, because you know this is our fields right here, like what's happening right now. This is all sociology. So I want to say I want to feel important during this time. I'm just kidding. But I think, yeah, we can offer a lot of understanding and insight into what's going on. And sometimes I think that really helps people feel a little bit more like they have some control. And so I just want to say I'm really excited to have you. I look forward to spending this next 8 weeks with you. Don't hesitate at any moment to reach out if you don't understand something, or even if you just want to chat. That's totally cool. And yeah, and so I hope you enjoy this course, and please reach out. And that's about it. Best to you. Bye.